Hi, Stanley here, and we have so much to learn today. So why don't you follow me? Come on. What's happening? Nobody's following me. What to do? I know. This would be a great opportunity to show you how this and other video productions work. Well, it all started with the pandemic of 2020, when most everything, including all the events we had planned, turned off like a light switch. I wasn't really planning on doing anything with this stuff, by the way. The first day I was working from home, my focus shifted instantly from activity planning to video production and researching all the equipment we'll need to live stream Mass. But since we built up a great lineup of activities in the last year and a half, I knew simply streaming Mass would leave a very large element missing. So we still needed to create extra opportunities and events. And on the Sunday after Easter, the very first episode of Christ Kids' Liturgy of the Word aired. So now all ages can fully engage in Mass, and we can build up more activities from there. The original idea of this program was to have a 5-minute video of me reading with no pictures or music. But in the middle of recording the first episode, I realized it would have to be better than that to keep the program engaging and worth watching. I also wanted to keep it timeless, with almost no reference as to why this program was created, so it can be used every time we had a certain gospel reading. The only part about it that is pandemic related, hair. We were going to go in a media direction in about a year for some new activities, but under the conditions of March of 2020, we couldn't afford not to right then and there. So join me now back home to explore how this show is produced. The production of each episode of Christ Kids, and others, like Virtual Bible School, takes a lot more work than meets the eye. The script writing and research takes an average of 4 hours. Recording takes 3, and 8 to 20 hours to edit, depending on how many graphics are used. If you ever see episode 1 and episode 19 back to back, you can easily tell many things have changed. The show flows better. Now, Jesus actually, listen to this. Have you ever been punished for not doing the right thing? That would be a form of suffering. I've slowed down the pace. So now we're going to thank God for loving us and being with us despite the things we've done wrong. Come on. It's something everyone can have, no matter where you're from. So that's why we're called Catholic. The graphics have improved. This is a reading from the book of Acts. In a reading from the book of the prophet Zechariah. More music has been added. That's new. And a lot more. Even my wardrobe, not sponsored by anybody but myself, has adjusted for the summer episodes, with a different shirt each time. Here we are at the computer that I write my scripts on. It's a vintage IBM running Windows 95. I always feel that my literary juices flow much better on this computer. Once the scripts are complete, they're printed in a large, easy-to-read font, which will be organized, taped, and mounted on the lens hood for the host to read off of. Despite the script being right there, I always have many bad takes. Speed to God. If that happens, I have to start the scene over again. That's why it's important to split scenes up. In the Like a Rock episode, I made sure that I fell in one scene, ow, which still took many tries, and talked in another. So if I mess up, I just point it to the rock. All I have to do is get back up instead of face planting into the floor again. I'm okay. We're not just using a cell phone or webcam, but entry-level professional equipment, complete with camera, wireless lav mics, and a PC tethered to the camera to do the recording to make video format conversions much easier, whatever that means. After all the recording is finished, the most time-consuming step begins: editing. There's a lot you can do to adjust the picture. And it's a necessary step since the entire church building for now has very bad lighting for cameras. Here's a typical episode as it appears in the video editor. There are transitions, audio level edits, video color effects, video crops, Ken Burns effects for the pictures, and so much more. The first thing you see in the show is the title card and music, with an episode number and name added in the later shows, which makes it easier for viewers, and even me, to distinguish right away what we'll learn. Ha! Love the paperclip guy. Oh, back to this computer, where I'll do some of the music needed for the show. And I'll use this one since the sound card instruments sound very convincing. Once the music is complete, it's then recorded and edited using another PC for use in the show. Sometimes, getting the results you want means working around the program. In episode 4, I drew what heaven could look like in about 10 seconds. Let's watch. Now in total, it took 35 minutes to draw on the whiteboard, and I even cut out times when I looked at the PC. So it looked like I was drawing non-stop, except for the artist block moments that were played at regular speed. So the program supports video playback of up to 10,000% speed, but I need 20,000%. So you can work with 10,000%, slow down the music, and export the video. You can import that into the program, speed that up to 200%, and there you go. Stanley drawing faster. You know what they say, patience is a virtue, and it's something that you'll need a lot of. For example, take a look at what I'm doing now. Since not everything has been rendered by the computer, what I see on screen can be different from the final product. Choppy video while editing, bouncing images after editing, audio off from the video. We'll find out, but first we have a little business to take care of. And text that is developed to aid the viewer but comes up at the wrong time. This is a baptismal font, are just a few of the problems. And it usually takes at least 3 exports to get everything right. A significant part of the show is of course the readings. And to help tell the story, illustrations are used. All of these contain what is called a Creative Commons license. These pictures may be used with the understanding that certain guidelines are kept. To make these pictures move, you have to specify where you want the picture to start and stop, and need to make sure that all the pictures appear to be moving at a consistent pace. It's interesting how productions, if you want to call it that, like Christ Kids or any of our other videos, appear much more interesting, well-flowing, and carefree than the process was behind all of it. It's never what it appears to be. There's so many more processes and complications to mention. Whoa, this doesn't look right. But it's all made for you and made possible by you, so we can't do it without the support of our parish. Where did all my stuff go? Oh well. And that's how Christ Kids and many of our other shows are produced, all for the parishioners of St. Mary's. That music means we're just about done. So just like any other episode, we have a takeaway. And today, we've learned that all that glitters is not gold. My name is Stanley, and thanks for joining me. No, that wasn't bad.